Nobody's in the chat yet. I'm waiting.
Are you live though?
Yeah, I'm live. It's going. All right, guys, we're just going to wait till some people start showing up and we'll get started.
Quiet, I can't see it.
So,
Able to see you?
it says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy.
I know, but shouldn't I see you on here?
Yeah, DK's here. DK fishing. Russ Williams is here. Can you guys hear me all right? Does everything sound all right?
You spelled it wrong. Hey. You spelled
We're just going to wait for a little bit longer. Waiting until everyone starts showing up so I can get started. DK, are you fishing this? P Daddy, is that what it is? P Daddy, it's been a while since you've been on Table Rock. Oh, you're going to get a lot of information here soon. So we're just kind of waiting till everyone gets in the room. I had a 25-pound sack today, so the big fish are biting. Still waiting until everybody gets here. No, you're going home. Oh, you got to get ready for Pickwick, DK. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We can't forget about our sponsors. You know, Modern Outdoor Tackle. They really help me out a lot. So, guys, we got to remember Modern Outdoor Tackle. All the baits that I use this week, today, all come from Modern Outdoor Tackle. And it's my jigs. We got to give a shout out to Brush Creek Bait Company. They make all my jigs. So a big shout out to Mitch and Pat for doing that. And guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. This week, it's really been a big change since we got all the rain. As you can see, we come up to like almost 1.5 feet within the last couple of days. The nights have been kind of coming down. So that transition for the Chad getting back in the fall, the fall transition, sorry, has started. I'm going to basically just kind of tell you what I did today in the last couple of days. I took a customer out today, and guys, the big bass are dirt shallow. They are either in the willows, and how you want to kind of go about that is how I did today and how I got through the day is I just went back up in a creek and I just started seeing shad. And once I started seeing shad, I basically stopped. Once I stopped seeing them, went over to the willows and immediately started fishing. This morning, I threw a Hendon spook right here. I'm just going to show y'all. This is the only bait that I'm going to show right here. If y'all can see this in the picture, see how small it is? That's what they're really wanting right now. I've been burning a whopper plopper. I've thrown a buzz bait. I just can't get them to react to a buzz bait or a whopper plopper. They really want that walking bait. And specific things that you need to pay attention to when you're up there and you're fishing those secondary points. If you see any timber on those secondary points, or those main lake points that are really close within the about 3 to 4 foot range, they are going to be there. Really, you got to throw that walking bait up there. My customer today got to see it firsthand. I threw up there and 5.5 pounder just come up by the top of it and just killed it. And I was catching fours and fives all day long. I caught a couple of 3.5s. Not a lot of small fish. I caught a bunch of small fish in the afternoon, but it was really easy to 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 pick everything out today. You really want to. I want to say probably. I'm thinking the winning bait that's going to win this is either this bait that I showed you right here, or it's going to be on a KGB. And guys, you better go get you a KGB because the bigger bass are up very shallow. Like I said, they're in 1 to 2 feet. We saw a lot of roamers today. I got close to the bank with the trolling motor and just kind of put it on high and just started going up the banks, just kind of seeing where they're positioning and where they're going, and they are going all the way back to the creeks. So you really got to pay attention to that. I think I've caught some on a spinner bait. I think you need to have a spinner bait tied on, 1/2 ounce. And like I said, some kind of top water, and go to Modern Outdoor Tackle and get you that KGB glide bait, because I think it's going to be one on that, or that pencil bait that I just showed you. Let's see if I can switch the screen to kind of show y'all guys what I'm targeting and how I'm targeting things. Can you guys see that screen? Hold on one second. Having some technical difficulties. All right, Russ, we'll see what we can get that thing to do right here in a second. Okay. How do I get this off the white where it's just full? Because they can't see it very good. See what I'm saying?
That's how it is.
That's how it is. Okay.
You can move it over. Just click the top and drag.
Okay. Hold on one second, guys. This is my first time live, so bear with me. I gotta move it over. How do I move this over? No, it's not, because I need to get.
That's what they can see right there.
Yeah, I know. Hold on one second, guys. It's not moving over to where I need it.
Oh.
I need it to position.
Can you click and hold?
Oh, okay, click and hold. Okay. All right. All right, guys, let's take this creek right here, for instance. Let me kind of zoom out for a second. You see how we have this channel swing bank right here? See how the channel kind of just comes in and swings in? I've been targeting more stuff like these little pockets, these little creeks right here. I'm not really going into the backs of big pockets. I've just been really targeting just little pockets like this. And when I'm starting to see shad, like I said, once I start to see shad up in there, I stop and just go back up here in the back and just work my way out. And I'm covering water pretty fast. You don't want to basically sit on things all the time. You really want to key on those creek channel swing banks, okay? If you're going to go in the back of a bigger pocket, let me move this over. need it to. See, I need it right there on this bigger creek. No, right here. It's got to be on the screen. See. Yep. There we go. All right, guys. So as we're here, and you start to come back, as you're starting to come back, and you start to see stuff through here, and you're getting back there, and you're starting to see shad. You really want to, when you're back there, you really want to start fishing those ditches. Those ditches. So.
Talk in the mic. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Brian White, can y'all hear me now? Okay, all right. Honey, let's go right over here. This is not working. I need it over there.
Where?
I want it right here. Okay, stop.
That's as far as it'll zoom
Okay.
on the program.
How do you move it over? There we go.
Got it.
You guys see these ditches through here? Y'all see those? A lot of the timbers in through here and right through back up in here. A lot of those fish are also sitting by that timber. I've been targeting those fish. The bigger fish is I've been throwing a Dixie Jet Spoon, and I've tried the minnow. I know DK, he's on here. He's been throwing the minnow some, and he's been catching them on the minnow as well. Now, I don't know if it's a bigger or large minnow, but all I've been hearing here lately is they've been using the spoon, catching bigger ones that way. I've been catching them with the spoon. Also, the bigger fish I've been targeting, that big Dixie Jet Spoon has been working on that standing timber that's in probably around 25 feet of water. So as you're sitting here, don't forget these little ditches that come through here. Just like that, been targeting stuff like that. You'll see this one just right over here where my mouse is at. You really want to target stuff like that as well. I've been catching a lot of big ones in these ditches. They're just moving down through these main lake points and these secondary points, and they're just going back through here where all these shad are. So you have to continuously kind of look and keep looking and moving to just try to find those. But the bigger fish are in these ditches as well. So I have a question. What's the question? Brian Humphrey, what?
Water level between now and the tournament projection.
What do you think the water level is going to be? Well, as I looked on the app, Brian, it looks like they're pulling it right now at 10,000 CFS. They've been pulling it since 9 a.m. this morning. And usually when you start pulling the water level that high, I know they pull it in the 16s, and 10,000 is not that much, but usually when they start pulling it any higher, those fish will start pulling back out to the main lake stuff. So we got any questions? Anybody want to ask anything? Go back over to the video. All right, guys, I'm back on here. So really, really, really target those channel swing banks, ditches. I would probably say secondary points in the timber. I've been catching some here the last couple weeks or this week with that big spoon. Water temperature we got 76 today. I haven't been seeing anything, Russ, in the 70s. I've been working from basically Long Creek to Mill Creek is where I've been fishing mostly. There are big fish up in the James. There's big fish up in the White, but I think there are a lot more bigger fish up towards the dam.
P Daddy has a question.
P Daddy, would you happen to know what the watercolor looking? Oh, say okay. So in the river, I don't know what the water clarity is in the river. It can't be too bad as it is now. I mean, I want to say it's probably 2 to 3 foot visibility up by the dam. So with that rain we got coming in and everything else, I like kind of stained water. I'm a river rat. I It doesn't bother me as much, and it's not going to bother these fish. But if you're up in the river, you could probably throw a chatterbait or a spinnerbait. You really, really want to burn that spinnerbait though. Randy Bodandy, where is the bait? Certain depth, main lake points, secondary points, specific depth. Like I said, Randy, the fish are really shallow. They're dirt shallow. Like I said, a big, huge glide bait would probably be your best bet, or this spook. It's this Hendon spook that I've showed right here. I Like I said, I caught 24, 25 pounds on just that today. If they start pulling the water any more harder, I think I would start targeting probably 10 to 15 foot deeper. And like I said, I would start hitting secondary points. I hit some main lake stuff today, just really didn't have much luck on the main lake stuff. I feel like they're just already starting to transition to go towards the back.
What weight would you
Take at least 3.5 right now. I think a 6 is going to win it. I think a 6.25 is going to win it. I think you're probably sitting pretty good if you have a 5 pounder. But as for the hourly weights, I would definitely take a 4, and 3.5. You would be all right. Day by any recommendations of where to go? Are you wanting to talk about on the late night after 3 p.m.? Late day, I would probably just hit those secondary points. They seem to feed better in the afternoon versus the morning. But like I said, I think the reason why I had such a good morning this morning was because the cloud cover. You guys are probably going to be having lots of sun. I know it is going to get up in the 80s. And it looks like Sunday there's going to be an east wind. So we all know that if the wind's out of the east, fishing is the least.
Hey, Justin Hannon. Recommendations for a good boat launch to use on the lake. How early they should get there.
Justin, I would probably say Indian Point or Moonshine Beach, depending on where you want to go. And if you're going to fish up, Ants Creek's got a good ramp. Recommendations on how to get what time to get there. I would probably say, can y'all start fishing at 6:30? Can you go to your spots before then? Because if you can go to your spots before then, I would probably be on the water at least by 5:30 and get to your spot.
And Robert is just clarifying that he meant like the second to like 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, you mean like the 2 to 3 hour, Robert? I would probably fish in Long Creek. I don't know if y'all have looked at my videos from last week. They are still there. I've checked under that. That was especially run those top waters on those back corners, the front corners underneath the walkways. I would probably recommend the 2 to 3 hour fish in Long Creek. I had a really good day 4 days ago. I think 4 or 5 days ago. I had some big fish, and I lost some big fish. But
Randy wants to know if there's any hazardous areas to watch out for. Dumps or...
I wouldn't, Randy, on the hazardous areas, you can pretty much run. I can run the James all the way back to Cape Fair with no problem, going 75 miles an hour. The White all the way up to Shell Knob. It's pretty clear. You do need to be careful around the islands, I would say. If you're really looking at your GPS, you really want to be certain of those things and watch out for stuff like that because um, we don't want no one to have a bad day. I haven't seen any floaters on the water, uh, but they can be starting to move up. You just never know. You just got to be cautious. Have out of the brush piles. I can tell you that. They're on their transition to where they're starting back into secondary points. Like I said, we ran. I ran all through the main lake points and then just started looking to see if I could see fish, and I couldn't see nothing. I panned across there with forward facing sonar. So you really got to be looking for those secondary points and those big creek channels.
Jason says dock floats for sure.
Definitely dock floats. You definitely want to start throwing that, and you want to if you're good with a Dixie spoon, and you know how to jack those spoons, and you can get in between those boats, and you got 20-pound test. Definitely throw that Dixie spoon in the boat docks and just really jack those spoons in there. They are really eating the jig. Now, I forgot to mention that the uh, jig I've been using, which was from Brush Creek Bait Company. So you got to have match that hatch, and you really got to just, like I said, match that hatch. It's the best thing.
Rob, Barbara says you mentioned that using a 5-inch spoon. How deep are you throwing it? Is it really shallow?
I'm not throwing a 5-inch spoon. I'm throwing a 7 to 8 inch spoon, the big one. You can either use the big white one or the shattered glass is my favorite, but I heard white's been working really well too. You need to uh, get the big spoon, okay, and make sure they have like 3 trebles on there because if you get a big one on and you ain't got 3 trebles on there, it's bad deal. But you'll lose that fish.
P Daddy says been hearing might be able to get a big or two running on some cedar trees. Or have you been doing any of that?
I've been hearing might be able to get it big or two running some cedar trees.
Have you been doing any?
I mean, are you talking about the cedar trees that are in like 10 to 15 feet of water? P Daddy? Lane, I heard wakeboard boats are banned for this weekend. I hope so. I can't stand those things. P Daddy says yes. Absolutely. The 10 to I would say 15 to 10 feet cedar trees. I've also been throwing that spinner bait, that half-ounce spinner bait. P Daddy, not P Diddy, P Daddy. I've been throwing that spinner bait, that half-ounce spinner bait through there, and I've been letting that thing fall almost all the way to the bottom, and then I'm ripping that thing through there as fast as I can, and I'm getting a lot of reaction bites through that as well. So if you can work a spinner bait really well, which I know everyone can, throw all the way across those cedar trees, let that thing fall down, and then just rip that thing through there. Them bigger ones will come through there.
Brian says, are there any off limit areas on the lake?
No, I don't think so. You might look at the rules on the Yeti, but I don't think there's any off limit areas. I know you'll see some no fishing signs here and there on like in Kimberling and stuff like that. I think you have to be at least 50 feet away from the gas pumps, 50 to 80 feet away from those gas pumps. So don't fish the gas pumps. You can fish anywhere on the lake. I don't care who tells you, as long as the Yeti doesn't have certain rules that they, won't prohibit you, but prohibit you to do fish. So
Russ says, are the bait fish scattered in the channels or just everywhere?
Russ, the bait fish are kind of scattered through everywhere. I've noticed as I put on my side scan and when I'm going up in those bigger creek arms, They are on my left and on my right, and then when I go back up into the bigger pockets and I put my forward facing sonar down, you can really see those bait fish. They are moved up into the shallow. So that is another key thing that you guys need to remember. If you're coming along through there and you're fishing shallow, and you're fishing those uh, willows, and you start seeing bait.
Jared says, are you sticking with shad colored baits?
Yes, I'm sticking with shad colored baits, except for the jig. I'm using PB&J for the jig, and I'm using Crush City Crawl green pumpkin. As for like the spoons, like I said, I'm using bait in there in my bag right fast so I can show them what I've been catching them on.
Brian says rock crawler and shad.
Yes. Uh, Now you can throw a rock crawler, and you're going to catch some 2.5, maybe 3.5 pound fish. I do take a lot of clients out, and we have been catching him on the rock crawler we did today. That I'm seeing with the jig, the KGB glide bait, and the Dixie spoon. All right, guys, I'm going to show you this spinner bait that I've been using. This is a brand new one that I've been using. Let me just get it out of the package. It's from Mega Bass. You can get those at Modern Outdoor Tackle. They'll help you out with that. And Wes knows everything I'm doing. So here's the color. Can you see the color? Can y'all see that really well? Get the spinner baits with the small blades. Okay? Can everybody see that? Get them with the small blades. And if you're going to be throwing that rock crawler, you want to get the 10 to 14 feet. You will find the fish. If you go in a place and you're not finding any bait, don't even waste your time. Get out of there. Because as I tell Russ all the time, why would you go to a buffet with no food? You wouldn't. You would get out of there. So guys, go get you a KGB glide bait at Modern Outdoor Tackle. I know they're expensive, but they catch big fish. Go get you one of these, the Hendon. Get the smaller one, okay? Get that one. Get you a spinner bait and get you a 5/16 jig. We got jewel jigs in there at Modern Outdoor Tackle. I've heard from Matt that that jewel jig works as well, but the jigs that I'm using are from Brush Creek Bait Company. So 5/16 jig. Yep. Is there any? No? Okay. Well, smaller profile on a jig or big profile. I want you to have that thing compact. That jig needs to be small. You need to cut that. You need to trim your bait down. You can use a Zoom creature bait but I use the Crush City crawls, but cut that bait in half and thread it on that little bitty hook and just do it. Don't use a football jig. Absolutely don't. Use a structure jig. Zoom speed crawl, yes.
And then Randy says, can you please post this video after live isn't working too well on the road? Thanks.
This is new for me. Water every single day, and that's what I love to do is help other fishermen to catch fish. I think I get 10 times more joy of watching people catch fish and reeling big ones, and people calling me and telling me, hey, thank you for telling me what to do because I caught my PB. I wish I could help out more, but that's, like I said, the last 3 or 4 times I went out, I've been catching 16 to 18 pounds. Today I had a 24-pound sack, and that was all off the jig and that pencil. Bob, I think he's on here. He got to see it firsthand what that thing does with a 5.5 pounder. That thing just come out of the water again. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I couldn't do this without you guys. Like the customers that I have and all the followers and everything, guys, you do not know how much I appreciate you. Thank you, Modern Outdoor Tackle. Thank you, Brush Creek Bait Company. Thank you, Sparkplot Analytics, for sponsoring me. Y'all have done a great job. So thank you guys. How's the water looking after all the rain? Um, Tanner, it's today. It was like a greenish color. Um, I would say probably about 3 foot visibility from like Long Creek all the way to Kimberly City. You're probably going to have a little bit of a mud line coming down. Another thing I forgot to mention: if you see any water coming in to the from the bank, like it's just flowing in like a river, if you get back there on a creek, you're going to want to fish that out. A lot of those bait fish love to come up through there. I can get lucky. I've been lucky to catch some fours and fives out of stuff like that, because it's like fresh water coming into the lake, and it's just really easy. So you can kind of pick them off. Like I said, as far as the James Clarity, Tanner, I don't, and I will post this all after. I'm sorry that the live stream, if it's glitchy, I don't know. So Roger. I'm just coming in to fish for 4 days. How many boats you think are going to be there? Last I heard, there were 800 signed up. There's probably going to be anywhere, yeah, at least 2,000 boats. I know on the Big Bass Splashes, there's anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000. So I'm just looking forward to being on the water for 3 days, fish or no fish. I just need to be floating. I get it. It's that water therapy is what it is. I tell everyone that I come in contact with, if they're having a bad day, you just need to get out on the water, because a little bit of fishing will help. It goes a long ways. Well, guys, I think that is about it. If you don't have any more questions, like Luke, Mega Bass, Spinnerbait, Sexy Shad, Rock Crawler, Sexy Shad, or Stone Cold. And that's about it. Just hit those creek channels, find your shad. Like I said, once you find your shad, you'll find your fish. And just move through there pretty quickly. Pick it apart. Make sure you can skip underneath those bushes and work those treetops. So, guys, good luck to you at the Yeti. If you have any questions at all, feel free to go on one of my YouTube videos and just add a comment or something, and I will get to as quickly as possible. So, guys, thank you, guys. We love you here at the Hines house. And, guys, you have a very, very blessed weekend. We will see you next week. Oh, I'm still going to post my YouTube video tomorrow, so hopefully y'all see some of those big fish catches.